Yuni Kururugi is a bright and intelligent student, always ranking at the top of her class. But because she's shy and introverted, many classmates misunderstand her, thinking she's arrogant or unfriendly. On the outside, she looks tough and confident, but inside, she's soft, gentle, and even a little weak. She gets scared easily, so much that if she sees a puppy or a dog, she jumps in fear and runs away. Even though Yuni does well in most subjects, English has always been her biggest weakness. That's why she especially dislikes Haruka Sakurai, the handsome and popular English teacher who always seems strict, serious, and a bit full of himself. The more Yuni tries to avoid him, the more he calls on her in class. One day he tells her that starting tomorrow, she must attend one-on-one English tutoring sessions with him after school. He says it's not his personal decision, but the school's rule, yet his insistence only makes Yuni feel more pressured and upset. She vents all her frustration to her only friend, Kikuko Nanami, feeling helpless and annoyed. The next day, Yuni reluctantly goes to the tutoring session. Haruka carefully explains English grammar and formulas, but Yuni struggles to keep up. Many of the terms feel new and confusing, and she quickly gets overwhelmed. Still, as the lesson goes on, she can't help but notice that his explanations are actually clear and easy to understand. For the first time, English doesn't feel completely impossible. Her dream of studying abroad, which she had pushed aside because of her poor English, now starts to feel a little closer, even though she refuses to admit it out loud. Yuni's parents work overseas, so she lives with her cousin, Kazuma Akechi, a math teacher who once studied at the same school. When he learns about Yuni's difficulties, he reaches out to Haruka for advice. After understanding her background and family situation, Haruka prepares a special study plan just for her. At first, Yuni reacts with frustration and acts irritated, trying to stay tough on the outside. But after a few days, she finds herself walking to the tutoring room on her own, following his instructions almost without realizing it. She still says he's the teacher she dislikes the most. Yet his small gestures, like noticing when she feels embarrassed or calmly helping her when she struggles, slowly soften her stubborn heart. Kikuko watches all these small changes. She notices that Yuni even starts memorizing English words during meals, something she used to hate. Deep down, Yuni is motivated by a mix of responsibility, hope, and a reluctant admiration she doesn't want to admit. With Haruka's extra classes, Yuni's English slowly improves. Her progress is still modest, but scoring 65 points, the highest she has ever achieved, makes her feel proud. However, this achievement also attracts jealousy from girls like Mei Yoshida and Saki Sato, who start to think Yuni is trying to get special attention from Haruka. Their suspicions grow day by day, and soon the atmosphere around Yuni becomes tense and uncomfortable. One day, during a heated argument, the jealous girls lock Yuni inside the storage room right before her tutoring session. Panicking and desperate to get out, Yuni tries to climb out of the small window, but her ankle, already sore from earlier push-ups in PE class, makes it impossible for her to move properly. She feels stuck, helpless, and on the verge of tears. Just when she thinks no one will find her, Haruka appears. He had noticed that she didn't show up for tutoring and questioned the other students until he figured out where she was. He offers to help her, but Yuni stubbornly insists she can manage on her own. Haruka ignores her protests and quickly rushes over, gently lifting her into his arms in a protective, princess-like way. He doesn't care that several students on the playground are watching with wide eyes. His only focus is Yuni's safety. As he carries her, Yuni catches the faint scent of his cologne. For a moment, she forgets her pain, her embarrassment, and even the stares from other students. It feels like everything around them becomes quiet. After bringing her to the infirmary, Haruka carefully tends to her injured ankle. He softly advises her to be more honest with herself and not pretend to be strong all the time. When she looks up, she sees the warm smile in his eyes. Kind, gentle, and sincere. That small moment touches her heart more than she expected, and the walls she has built up against him begin to slowly crumble. That evening, Yuni goes home deep in thought, replaying everything that happened. Without realizing it, she touches her clothes that still carry a hint of his scent, her face turning warm just thinking about it. The next day, wanting to show her gratitude, she offers Haruka a handkerchief as a small gift. He politely refuses, saying it's unnecessary, but the way he acknowledges her gesture still leaves a quiet, meaningful impression on her. Soon, Yuni's English grades improve even more, enough for her to qualify for a prestigious private university. Because of this, the school decides to stop the special tutoring sessions, believing she no longer needs extra help. She should feel relieved, yet instead, she feels an unexpected emptiness. She realizes that her daily visits to the tutoring room, which once felt like a burden, had become something she silently looked forward to. That's when it hits her. Her feelings are no longer just about English. She has slowly developed a deep attachment to Haruka, something she struggles to admit, even to herself. Trying to regain control, Yuni intentionally keeps her distance from him. But the more she avoids him, the more confused and lost she feels. Finally, she opens up to her friend Kikuko, confessing that she hates feeling this way, yet she gets sad whenever Haruka seems distant too. With Kikuko's gentle encouragement, Yuni begins to understand her emotions better and learns to follow the love compass she's ignored for so long. She plans to confess her feelings in class, but every time she tries, her nerves stop her. Even when she approaches him alone, the words just won't come out. In a sudden moment of courage and a bit of desperation, Yuni sneaks under the podium, planning to give him a written confession instead. But before she can hand it to him, the school bell rings loudly. The sudden movement and rush around them cause an unexpected, tender moment to unfold. In that brief, heart-stopping instant, Yuni and Haruka share a romantic kiss, an unforgettable moment that seals all the feelings they've kept hidden. After the class, Haruka casually tells Yuni that what he said earlier was just a moment of impulse, and that she should forget about it. His calm tone makes it sound like it meant nothing at all. Later, Yuni notices the new female teacher, Mirei Takizawa, greeting Haruka warmly. She even hears other students whispering that Haruka and Mirei were childhood sweethearts. Hearing this, Yuni feels shocked and frustrated. For the first time, she realizes that maybe the reason Haruka keeps his distance isn't because of her. It might be because someone else seems more suitable for him. This thought hurts her, but instead of discouraging her, it strangely motivates her even more. With renewed determination, Yuni throws herself into studying English. Her grades slowly but steadily improve, and little by little, the dream of studying abroad, which once felt impossible, begins to feel closer and more realistic. Meanwhile, things become complicated on Haruka's side. The more he watches Yuni grow and sees other boys start showing interest in her, the more he realizes he can't hide his true feelings anymore. One day, driven by urgency, he takes Yuni to the underground passageway and confesses honestly that he likes her. Yuni is deeply moved, but she struggles to believe him. She fears that maybe his feelings are just temporary, and she doesn't want to get hurt by trusting too quickly. To gain her trust, Haruka takes her to the beach. With the sound of the waves in the background, he opens up about his painful past, his father's suicide, and the heavy shadows that followed him through childhood. He tells her things he has never shared with anyone else, admitting that she is the first person he has ever truly fallen in love with. The intensity of his confession overwhelms Yuni. Without thinking, she removes her hair clip and rubs it nervously, trying to understand everything happening so fast. Sensing her hesitation, Haruka gently hugs her from behind and whispers that he is on her side, and she doesn't need to think too far ahead. He explains that because their relationship could put her academic future at risk before graduation, they need to act like a normal teacher and student in front of others. But he promises her that no matter what happens, he will always protect her. From that day on, they begin a secret relationship, a quiet one filled with small, meaningful gestures. Yet, it also becomes complicated, especially when Yuni feels jealous seeing other girls trying to get close to Haruka. Still, they hold on to each other, balancing affection with caution. Life continues with small, everyday challenges. One afternoon, Yuni receives an urgent message from Haruka asking her to come to the office. She rushes there, her heart beating fast, only to find him calmly handing her a new English textbook. The seriousness in his expression confuses her, and for a moment she wonders what he wanted to talk about. At the same time, Haruka begins to feel guilty, because although they are close, he knows they must stay careful and avoid drawing attention. However, neither of them notices that Mirei Takizawa has secretly seen a brief but intimate moment between them. She quietly takes a photo on her phone. Later, she gives this picture to Yuni's cousin, Kazuma. Shocked and worried, Kazuma confronts Haruka directly, accusing him of misusing his position as a teacher. But Haruka stands his ground. Looking straight into Kazuma's eyes, he says he is ready to take full responsibility for his relationship with Yuni. His firm words show just how serious and committed he truly is, even in the face of suspicion and disapproval. At home, Kazuma gently reminds Yuni not to forget her original dream of studying abroad. He tells her that her improved English grades could open doors to top universities and a brighter future than she ever imagined. But Yuni, completely swept up in her feelings for Haruka, believes she no longer has a reason to go abroad if he won't be by her side. Her love makes her willing to give up everything she once worked for. Seeing how deeply she's fallen, Kazuma urges Haruka to be honest and take responsibility. However, even knowing how devoted Yuni is, Haruka cannot bring himself to end things. He tells Kazuma that he doesn't want to let go of her, no matter how difficult the situation becomes. At this point, the conflict between their love and Yuni's future reaches its limit, pulling Haruka into a painful emotional struggle. In the end, Haruka makes a heartbreaking decision for Yuni's long-term well-being. Fighting his own feelings, he forces himself to break up with her. He tells Yuni in a cold, firm voice that he can no longer be with her, leaving no space for questions or explanations. His words cut deeply, and Yuni's heart shatters. She can only let the tears fall silently as she later confides in Kikuko about her pain and confusion. Even after the breakup, Yuni realizes that she cannot control or erase her feelings for Haruka. This painful longing becomes the compass that guides her forward. Soon after, she tells Kazuma that she will go abroad to study. She throws herself into her studies, trying to fill her mind with English instead of memories. Yet every time she opens her textbooks, she sees Haruka's handwriting in the margins, each faded note reminding her of the person she's trying to forget. The ink may slowly fade, but her love only grows stronger. Carrying her love, her heartbreak, and all the memories of their secret past, Yuni leaves for her new life abroad. On the day of her departure, she glances back again and again, wishing Haruka would appear to see her off, but he never comes. Her heart feels heavy, filled with both determination and sadness as she steps onto the next stage of her journey. Meanwhile, Haruka continues teaching as always. Students still admire him, yet every spring, when cherry blossoms fall outside the classroom window, he finds himself thinking about Yuni without meaning to. 3 years later, on a bright spring afternoon, their paths cross once again. After finishing class, Haruka notices a young woman with long hair standing nearby. The moment he sees her eyes, he recognizes her instantly. It's Yuni. She walks toward him without hesitation, and when he reaches out, she takes his hand confidently. Together, they run out of the school building, not caring about the curious looks from students or teachers. It feels just like years ago when he once grabbed her hand across the playground. They run beneath the falling cherry blossoms all the way to the beach, laughing breathlessly, their steps perfectly in sync as if time itself has closed the distance between them. At the shore, with the sound of the waves around them, Yuni finally speaks from her heart. She shares everything she has held inside, the longing, the pain, the gratitude. And in that moment, she fully understands Haruka's patience, his sacrifices, and the way he silently supported her future. She realizes that sending her abroad wasn't an act of pushing her away. It was his quiet way of loving her, trusting in her potential more than she trusted herself. With a renewed and mature heart, Yuni promises to keep growing and become someone who can stand proudly beside him. She asks him to wait for her, just a little longer, until she can reach the same place in life as he does. Haruka embraces her tightly, and in that warm moment, their love, hidden and shadowed for so long, finally shines in the open sunlight. Their love, tested through years, distance, and difficult choices, finds its perfect ending. It shows that love, even when fragile and silent at first, can survive with patience, understanding, and the strength to let go when necessary. And that brings this beautiful story to a heartfelt close. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more emotional journeys, comforting stories, and meaningful life lessons. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.